Yep, doing a live show a little bit later than usual. Schedule's a little bit off because I will actually be headed up to the Backyard Brawl starting tomorrow. Actually, I'm going up to Charleston tomorrow to stay with my brother, and then on Thursday we're going to head on up to Pittsburgh, and then I'll spend the night on Pittsburgh, and then head back to Charleston on Friday, and then spend the rest of Labor Day weekend with the folks in Charleston / Cross Lanes, whatever you want to call it. And then we'll be coming back, I think, late Monday night, something like that. So it's going to be a pretty busy weekend. So it's kind of thrown off. And I know I don't have schedules, but y'all know me, especially over the past month or so. I've been doing my live shows a little bit earlier in the day. I don't know, it feels more natural. I don't know how to describe it. But anyways, a little bit later tonight, week zero. Best way I can explain it is, as a college football fan, you look forward to college football. TNM meets, yes, I actually delivered there whenever I worked for American Balling Company, a.k.a. 7-Up. So, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about, Tommy. I have been to TNM meets many, many times, and I actually, because of the route that we drive, having to go certain places, we actually pass it a lot. I know exactly what you're talking about, buddy. That was my route. Love that. Anyways, so week zero, right? College football fans, yes, college football is back, but just an appetizer. No ranked teams are playing, no ranked matchups. But it was college football. Turns out we had some drama. Wow, week zero, and we had some drama. Seriously, was anybody expecting that? Not me. I was not expecting the drama that we got in week zero. I'm not gonna lie. And if I'm being real honest, I thought Nebraska would handle Northwestern by a couple scores. I did. I thought Utah State would blow UConn completely out of the water. And I thought Vanderbilt was going to beat Hawaii, but by maybe a touchdown. But my gosh, they freaking blew out Hawaii. And the funny thing is, Hawaii was the one talking trash, saying, "Oh, they don't know what they're getting into." They knew exactly what they were getting into, and that was your defense scoring on a consistent basis. So, early upset alert that Wake Forest Vanderbilt matchup. Wake Forest is ranked right now number 22. Vanderbilt wasn't expected to do anything, and rightfully so. There was nothing to tell us that they were going to do anything. Wake Forest loses their starting quarterback, and we all know last year Wake Forest defense was garbage. They had to average over 50 points a game if they ever wanted to win a game. I think Vanderbilt will upset Wake Forest. Yeah, I haven't looked at the line. I don't know how big of a upset it's going to be, but yeah, I'm pretty confident that and I don't know if it's this week or the week after. All I know is it's going to happen, and I think Vanderbilt's going to upset Wake Forest, and I think Wake Forest is in for a bad year this year. Sam Hartman was the heart and soul of the entire team. The defense was trash last year. The offense engineered through Sam Hartman, great quarterback. They're going to take a tremendous step back. Wake Forest could go from getting to the ACC championship to not making a bowl, and Vanderbilt could go from having 2 wins to making a bowl. Wow. Unbelievable. Before we go on, this is going to be a call-in show, so let me do my sharing thing, because I forgot to do that, of course. So instead of actually calling in through a phone, I share my StreamYard link. And, of course, I've already done one false keystroke. There we go. Much better. And actually, I did 2 false keystrokes. I think we got it, though. No, we didn't. There's no S in that. Y'all see me messing up like in real time. This is going to Bluetooth messing up in real time. Okay, so we got that part. Let me finish this up, guys. I am going as fast as I can. I'm not a great typer, so bear with me. And these. Okay, I think I got this. Okay. Nope. Wrong. KT. There we go. Double check. P5BNHTS7K. There we go. If this doesn't work, let me know and I'll retype it in. But I think that is not correct because I didn't put in the. And one of those days, guys. One of them days. How I didn't see that, I don't know, but I didn't. I missed it. So let me redo this one more time. I better get it right this time, or I might just pull the plug on the whole thing. Might be a sign. All right, so we got the colon, yeah, to P5BMHST. All right, so I think this is good. There you go. There is the StreamYard link. And it's okay if you don't want to be on camera. You can turn your camera off. Just in the background before I put you on, make sure you show me your face. That way I don't know something weird's not going on. But anyways, so week 0, crazy week. And before we go any further, let me remind everybody, please hit the thumbs up. That doesn't even necessarily mean that you like me or that you like this video. It just helps this video hit the YouTube algorithm. And whenever that happens, it gets suggested more people see it, more people click on it. And that's how you grow a video. So I would greatly appreciate it if you hit the like button to help the grow the channel. Greatly appreciate it. And also, if you have a question for me or anybody that comes on tonight's live show, best way to get our attention is through the super chat. It is that little dollar sign that you see on the bottom right-hand corner of the comment section at the very bottom. Anything that you put in that super chat will be thrown onto the screen. It will be read, addressed, answered. Even if you want to make fun of me and troll me, hey, we just appreciate you supporting the show. So yes, we will put it on the screen. And if you're looking at the screen right now, remember, we do have a P.O. box now. So remember to send any type of gear to represent your team, and I'm going to put it in my background. So the address to send your gear is P.O. Box 360, Liberty, South Carolina, 29657. You can send a mini helmet, a hat, a newspaper clipping, as you can see back there. I got something from one of my subscribers, the RG3 Heisman. Let me switch that a little bit. The Heisman Trophy news clipping. Little stuff like that to be in my background forever. And yes, we will be remodeling here in probably in the next off season. We'll remodel the background to make sure everything fits right. So there you go. Make sure to represent your team. Okay, send me gear. Even if you're a Pitt fan, doesn't matter. This is about college football. What's going on, buddy?
Not much, Mr. Golden Blue. Dude, I actually just want to cut and actually give my opinion on that Vanderbilt game.
Okay.
I've been watching football since I was 6 years old. I have never seen Vanderbilt play that way. I mean, they were aggressive. They were
especially
playing mean. Dude, they were playing mean. And actually, I got them winning 2 SEC games this year.
Okay.
I'll give them the Missouri game and South Carolina.
Okay.
And
yeah, I think a lot of people are a lot more nervous now seeing Vanderbilt on their schedule. Maybe not, in Alabama or in Ole Miss, but like your South Carolinas, your Floridas, your Tennessees, they're like, man, that was supposed to be a gimme game. That does not look like a gimme team now. Because Vanderbilt, because they don't have to play themselves, they have one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult schedule in the SEC. So they're going to have to play a lot of tough teams, but I don't think they're going to be a gimme game this year now.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm actually really impressed with what I saw. I think even against Bama and Georgia, I think they'll put up a fight. They're going to lose. Like they're not going to beat them, but I got them giving Bama and Georgia a fight.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like so what's going to happen is Alabama and Georgia are super deep. I think Vanderbilt, they might be able to hang in more than usual. I think in the end, it's going to be a convincing win for both Georgia and Alabama. I would say at least 3 touchdowns, but the difference will be it won't necessarily look like that Vanderbilt doesn't belong on the same field as Alabama and Georgia like it has been in the past. I think it will be convincing wins for Alabama and Georgia. But if you've seen Vanderbilt versus Georgia, Vanderbilt versus Bama, and so on and so forth in the past 3 or 4 years, it's like Vanderbilt looks like a high school team compared to these other teams. I don't think it's going to be that bad. I still think there's a huge gap, so they get beat convincingly, but they're going to look like an actual football team this year.
Yeah.
I mean, they already did against Hawaii.
Yes, and I know Hawaii's. I mean, it's a lower division team,
right?
But still, it's Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I mean, Vanderbilt was a 9.5 point favorite, and I was surprised by that. But man, they smashed that spread.
That was awesome. I'm happy for them. Really am.
Too. It is nice to see these lower teams get a good win like that every once in a while, as long as it's not at the expense of my team. Like seeing Kansas beat Texas last year, that was amazing. Now, on the flip side, it really sucked back in 2013 whenever Kansas whooped West Virginia back in 2013. That sucked. So whenever it's me, no, but whenever it's somebody else, I love to see those lower teams, beat them. I agree with that.
Yes. See what I wanted to mention. But anyway, yes. And also Vanderbilt, yes, they're the worst team in the conference. But yep. I think it takes a real special team to be able to take beatings year after year and still come back for more.
And you get that money.
Yeah, so and that's respectable. Kind of.
Well, on top of that, it's not just that they're in the SEC. If you look at their schedule this year, man, their out of conference was ridiculous as well. So, I give Vanderbilt props for putting together a really, really tough schedule. That it's impressive. I mean, I think they get Alabama, Ole Miss, and Georgia all in the same year. That's insane. That is insane.
Yeah, and who knows? And Ole Miss could surprise a lot of people this year as well. So
yeah, I agree.
And I don't think Texas A&M is going to be much.
I think Alabama will definitely win the West and the SEC outright. I think Ole Miss will finish second once again. I think third will probably be. I'm going to go with Arkansas, and then four is going to be Mississippi State. I think that offense is going to be much better. And then I'll go with LSU, and then, yes, Texas A&M next to last on top of Auburn. That doesn't mean that I think they're going to have a losing season or miss a bowl or anything like that. I mean, we saw last place last year, LSU. They still got to a bowl. So I'm thinking I think Texas A&M is going to finish like a 7-5 and finish sixth in the SEC West. I really do. Because Alabama, last year, one of their wins, Alabama, is not going to be a win this year. That win, it will flip. So there's one win that flips right there.
Yeah, I agree. Only difference is I got Arkansas number 2 in the West.
And that's fair. I have Arkansas at 3. So, I mean, I could definitely see that, especially if Ole Miss beats Arkansas straight up. Yeah, that could be the one game difference.
And yes, dude. Sam Pittman, dude, he brought life back to Fayetteville. Like, he's an amazing coach. And Chad Morris, I mean, dude, I live in Fayetteville, and dude, there was signs all over Dixon, everywhere saying Chad Fire Morris. So
I don't think Morris was ready for that gig. And what we're seeing in Arkansas is I think Sam Pittman is coaching toughness. And that's one thing that Arkansas has been missing. They've been trying to play with speed, which does work. But when you're in the SEC West, you have to be tough as well. So he's coaching a lot of toughness, especially with their schedule. Last year they had the toughest schedule in the SEC, and I think this year they have the second toughest, right behind Vanderbilt. So he's coaching exactly what he needs to be coaching into these kids' toughness, because Arkansas, it is a grind week in and week out for them, but it's going to pay off. I think Arkansas could be looking at a 8-4, 9-3, which I know 8-4 is the same as last year, but you know, I think their schedule it may be a little bit tougher. So we'll see if they can gain an extra game this year. It's going to be close.
Yeah, it's close. I mean, Bama comes to Fayetteville this year, so
yep, that could be interesting.
That's good. And if somehow Bama, if Arkansas just beats Bama just outright, this whole city will be on fire.
Yeah. You know, something in the chat reminded me of something earlier today. I actually made a video on why Dana Holgorsen is not a better coach than Neil Brown.
I saw that.
Let me be perfectly clear about Neil Brown. I'm not sure if he's a good coach. I don't know. This is year 4. If he is a good coach, it needs to be turned around this year. 8-4 is the lowest, okay? So I'm not sure. This is not me saying that I think Neil Brown is a great coach. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm putting my faith into him, and hopefully he turns it around. What I am saying is he's a better coach than Dana Holgorsen. And whenever I did that video, I gave fact that the only facts that I've been given from the other side as far as why they think Dana Holgorsen is a better head coach than Neil Brown is because Houston went 12-2. Houston beat a bunch of nobodies this year. Nobodies. Okay? The 2 halfway decent teams that they did play, they got crushed. Texas Tech wasn't even all that good. I mean, they beat us by 3 because we didn't show up in the first half. But Texas Tech absolutely crushed Houston in that first game. And then in the AAC championship, Cincinnati absolutely crushed Houston.
That is
Dana
true.
Holgorsen cannot win big games. I don't know if Neil Brown is the right coach for West Virginia. This year will determine if he is the right coach for West Virginia. I don't know. The jury's still out. My point with that video is he's better than Dana Holgorsen. That's how bad Dana Holgorsen was at West Virginia. So it doesn't say how great Neil Brown is. It's just how bad Dana Holgorsen was. Go year by year. Year 3, Dana Holgorsen went 4-8, lost to Kansas at West Virginia. What am I jealous of, John Waffle? In year 3, he went 4-8. Okay. Neil Brown went 6-6. 6-6 is not good. 4-8 is even worse. Getting beat by Kansas. And the first year that Dana Holgorsen coached at West Virginia, he went 10-3. And the only reason he got to 10 is because we smashed Clemson in the Orange Bowl. We lost to freaking Syracuse on the road. We lost to freaking Louisville, who was not that great that year. And we had NFL talent all over the field. Fast forward to 2016. Yes, we had a 10-win season 6 years later. Not 3 years later, not 4 years later, 6 years later. And the only decent teams that we played, we got beat. Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. Although I will say that win on the road against Baylor, that was a good win. One good win that year, okay? And then 2018, NFL talent all over the field, 8-4. Dana Holgorsen was great at getting transfers. Dana Holgorsen was great at offensive coordinating. He was great at putting points on the board. I am not going to deny that. He is a great offensive coordinator. But head coach, no, he is not a good head coach. And the 12-2 argument just blows me away because I'm like beating Rice, Grambling, SMU, Tulane, East Carolina, Navy, UConn. 12-2. And in the bowl game, they barely beat an Auburn team that finished 6th in the SEC West. Barely. I think it was like 17-13. Give me a break. Yeah. Okay. Now, I will say this. When Houston comes into the Big 12, if Houston has a lot of success immediately, then I might change my mind. Okay? But as of right now, what he did at West Virginia versus what Neil Brown has done so far at West Virginia, Neil Brown has done better. I mean, that's facts. It's not debatable.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not good at math, but yeah, I mean, he has a better resume.
Right.
He does.
And
I don't really
once
know
again,
much
let me
about
be
the
clear.
other guy.
I am not saying that Neil Brown is a good coach. That is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying Neil Brown is that bad of a coach. People used to respect West Virginia before Dana Holgorsen. People have forgotten about the undefeated seasons of the 80s and the 90s. People have forgotten about the 2006 Sugar Bowl win over Georgia. People have forgotten about 2007, how we were that close to getting to the national championship, and we whooped Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl. And then, of course, the Orange Bowl crush that we put on Clemson. People have forgotten that because of Dana Holgorsen. Now West Virginia is the land of mediocrity.
You're still better than Texas. You're still more respectable than Texas.
Yep.
That help makes me feel any better.
We have a winning record over Texas in the Big 12. That is a fact. 6-5. Yep.
Exactly. You know, and honestly, I mean, I grew up in Texas. You know, I'm originally from there, but yeah, I'm a Georgia fan living in Arkansas. But yeah, I don't really care much for Texas. So yeah, you're better than them by a lot.
I mean, we were definitely better than last year. We beat them on the field, and they finished 5-7. I don't know what to tell Texas fans going into the SEC. They're not going to have the strings to pull in the SEC, and they're going to have tougher competition. I think Oklahoma will be fine. I think it'll be a jolt at first, but I think they'll adjust. Texas, I don't know. They can get the talent, but they don't have the culture. They got to find that culture. I don't know. John Waffle, H2P, if West Virginia has always been the land of mediocrity, how come since I've been born, West Virginia is 18-9 with 2 ties against Pitt? What does that make Pitt in my lifetime? If West Virginia has always been the land of mediocrity,
West Virginia, bitch.
What does that make Pitt during the span of my lifetime? And I wasn't even talking trash to Pitt yet, but he brought that up, so it was a simple rebuttal, simple question on that.
It's all good. I mean,
yeah.
I'll answer the question. It makes Pitt's West Virginia's bitch.
I like it.
Wait, is this a PG show or?
No, you have kids. You're good. This is late night. Well, I mean, usually it is PG, but this is later on in the night, so they're a little bit more lenient. But my brother is literally, and they make shirts, West Virginia shirts that say "Eat Shit Pitt." But my brother is literally making me some custom, and for him, me and him, some custom made shirts for that game that have the golden blued logo. I think it's on the front, and then the "Eat Shit" with the West Virginia logo, Pitt, on the back. I think I'm going to be wearing the gold one, and he's going to be wearing the blue one. And then we're going to try and see if we can sell some. Now, I don't know if all of them will have the golden blued logo, but for that particular game, I think they'll sell pretty good. So I'm excited about that. Super, super excited. It's going to be a long drive, but I'm splitting it up. It's going to be about 6 hours tomorrow, and then another 4 hours on Thursday. So, yeah. Super excited about that.
The game's in Pittsburgh, right?
Right. But from what I've heard, according to Vivid Seats, West Virginia fans have bought in 75% of the allotment for Vivid Seats. Now, if you factor in the student section, that's going to get evened out a lot more, okay? That'll get evened out a lot more. So you're probably looking at 50-50 at worst for West Virginia. This could turn into a home field type of game for West Virginia. Now, I do think the student section will even it out somewhat. It's not going to be 75-25 like Vivid Seats is posting. But, I mean, even if it's 50-50, that's crazy. A 50-50 split for an away game for West Virginia. I love it. Hopefully we have the majority, but I'll take 50-50. I was expecting 30-70 or 35-65. 50-50, I'm going to take that all day long. I like it.
All right. Hey, man. I mean, yes. I'll take. I'm sorry. I've been just got off, but yes.
Said Vivid Seats. That's not ESPN, John Waffle. Where'd you get ESPN from? Like, what are you talking about? Vivid Seats posted that. I don't know where he got ESPN from.
John Waffle says, "Save your crime for Thursday."
But Pitt is notoriously known for having an unsupportive fan base. Like, they rarely sell out. Even when they were really, really good last year, I think they sold out for the Clemson game, but all the other games, not even close. They have to do better than that. And I know the stadium is a little farther away, but I mean, it's in a well-populated area, a well-populated city. There's really no excuse as to why Pitt can't pack out their stadium, especially last year, ACC champs. That was, I mean, if you're going to pack out your stadium the entire year, that would be the year, and they just didn't do it. But West Virginia was going to make sure that game was packed out. So we definitely helped Pitt make sure that game. They're expecting they're saying a record will be broken for that stadium, that well over 70,000 fans will be there. I actually heard one estimate. This actually blew me away. I don't know if this is true or not. Okay, so y'all take this with a grain of salt. But I heard one estimate that they're expecting between 75,000 and 80,000 fans. The stadium holds like 67,000. That's a lot of overflow. And I do know that for sure they sold standing room only tickets. But dang, yep. Wow. I'm excited though. That's going to be a crazy atmosphere, and it's going to be on TV. Hopefully I can get going to Bluetooth on national television. That would be good. Hey, I promise people, game day is going to be there, but they say it's going to be inside the stadium, no access to the public. But I promise, if there is a way to go to Bluetooth to sign on one of the cameras on game day, I will find the way. Nothing illegal. That's not what I'm saying. Nothing illegal. But if there is a way, then you will see it. Shane M 1980, thank you for the $5 donation. Says you should be getting. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, you should be getting an LSU mini helmet between September 2nd and September 6th in the PO box. Looks like the first mini helmet will be from an LSU fan, putting everybody to shame. LSU will be represented first with the mini helmet. Well, West Virginia first because I have the regular size, but LSU first from the fan base. I can't wait. Don't tell me which one. I'm guessing it's going to be the regular one, with the white and the yellow and gold stripes with the LSU on the side and the tiger. But there are alternates, so we'll see. But that would be the one that I guessed. That super chat got me excited because that is the whole reason why us college football YouTubers get a P.O. box. We want our subscribers to send stuff to represent their team and themselves. So whenever I get his mini helmet, he is going to be in my background forever. Like, that is a permanent. That's like, who was it? I'm trying to think that. I think it was Scotty B, the Baylor King, sent me the newspaper clipping of RG3 winning the Heisman Trophy. And I know the lighting is bad, but you can kind of see it right on this side. Oh, I can't get my directions. It's going to be back there, right? Yeah. Right above that love sign. I'll get the lighting fixed, but that newspaper clipping will be
just mini helmet
forever. Do what?
Is it just mini helmets, or can we send
no. You can send anything
artwork
that represents. Yeah. If you want to send like a hat, a jersey, a newspaper clipping, a coffee mug, a cup, anything. I actually had Jim Hamrick. He sent me. Let's see. I still have to fix the Georgia Coke bottle because my cat's knocked it down. But he also sent me the Tennessee one as well, and it's back there forever, right next to the trophy. You can't really see it because of my head right now. But yeah, anything that is sent to me is going to be a part of that. And I promise, Jim, I will super glue that together. It's just been crazy recently But we'll get back. And I was pretty mad at my cats for that, but things happen. I made sure not to put anything breakable on that anymore because that's what it was on, and it shifts too much. So I'm putting it on something sturdy. Sorgy Stories, thank you for the $2 donation. Says West Virginia at Pitt. Pregame and postgame is going to be right here on Golden Bluetooth, but the actual game is going to be on Sorgy Stories. So if you want to put it on ESPN or whoever's going to carry it on the TV, and then you can follow along the actual game with Sorgy Stories on YouTube. That would be a great 1-2 poster. Yeah, absolutely. Send the 13-9 poster. I'll put it up. Seriously. I'm a man of my word. If you want to send anything Pitt, even the 13-9, because I know that's the day that Pitt fans will forever live in from here on out. Yeah, send it. We will put it up. I am not below that. I want everybody to be able to represent themselves, and I know that Pitt fans, that's their biggest feather in the cap if they don't remember the championships of the 1970s. So it's cool with me. I'm fine. And like I said, jersey, you want to send a Pitt jersey? Do it. I'll put it up. No problem. But I'm hearing a lot of back and forth about the Backyard Brawl because, well, the line is Pitt's favored by 7.5. I was looking to see if that line was going to move because JT Daniels was just recently named the starter. I think it was like yesterday or the day before. He was named the starter.
Georgia did him dirty.
Well, I'm getting to that. I am getting to that. So I didn't know if that was going to affect the line or not, or if they factored that in. Apparently, they've factored it in because it hasn't moved really. But and that's what I've tried to tell Georgia fans, because now that he's at West Virginia, I've gotten a lot of, well, he's just average. He's not great. He couldn't cut it at Georgia. That's why he's over there. No, y'all are the same Georgia fans that got mad when Kirby Smart didn't put him back in as the starter when he healed up. He kept Stetson Bennett because of the loyalty factor, and it worked out for Georgia. I'm not knocking that at all. It did. It worked out for Georgia because y'all had a great offense. My point is, the same Georgia fans that got mad at Kirby Smart for not putting JT Daniels in as the starter when he was healed up are now the same Georgia fans that are saying he's now average now that he's the starter at West Virginia. So which one is it? You really weren't mad? Now, I'm not talking to you because you haven't said anything, but a large majority of Georgia fans have said that they were mad back then, but now he's a chump.
I mean, as a fan, I get where they're coming from, but no, that's no. JT Daniels is a damn good quarterback. He ain't no average Joe. And I'm a little still salty at Kirby for not putting him in there when he was fully healed. And yes, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Stetson Bennett can scramble good, and JT Daniels not as good as Stetson Bennett can. That I can say for sure. And John Waffle, no, he is not overrated. He's gonna whoop y'all's ass.
If JT is overrated, what does that make Keaton Slovis?
Don't even care enough to even answer that.
Yeah, well, the answer is JT is the better quarterback. I've even talked to, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I try to approach things without my fan sunglasses on. I try to approach it unbiased. So what I did was I talked to a bunch of my USC subscribers and a bunch of USC outlets, and I asked them straight up, hey, between Keaton Slovis and JT Daniels, which quarterback would you prefer and why? Give me the reason why you would pick whatever quarterback you're going to pick. Every stinking one of them, and I think it was like 7 or 8 of them, said JT Daniels. And the main reason that they gave was because he doesn't change. JT Daniels is the same JT Daniels after he throws an interception, after he throws a pick, after he has a completion or incompletion. It's just another play to him. He doesn't let things face him. He doesn't get too high whenever he makes a great play, and he doesn't get too low whenever he makes a bad decision. Problem with Keaton Slovis is he's capable of having a great game. There is no doubt about that. But whenever he does slip up and make a mistake, it usually turns into 2, into 3, and so on and so forth because he lets it get to him. He can't put it behind him as quickly as what JT does. That's the biggest difference between JT and Keaton. Now, we all know the biggest knock on JT Daniels is his injury issues. Now, here's the way I look at that. Both JT and Keaton got injured at USC, right? So that's even. That's even out right there. Now, he went to Georgia and got injured again. Now, as a Georgia fan, right?
Yes.
So as a Georgia fan, you know this to be true. For whatever reason, since getting Kirby Smart, the one negative about Kirby Smart is in the offseason, Georgia seems to get a lot of injuries. Not necessarily the same positions, but just a lot of injuries. I mean, you had Arian Smith. I think he's on his second injury. George Pickens. Tyke Smith transferred from West Virginia to Georgia, got injured that same year. JT Daniels. So one of the biggest issues with Georgia is injuries in the offseason. Regular season, Georgia's a great team, but in the offseason, for whatever reason, injuries. So the thing that's going for JT Daniels at West Virginia, if you look at the injury problems at West Virginia, we actually have a really good injury slate. The last time a quarterback has got injured at West Virginia was Will Grier, and it was because he stretched out for a touchdown in the Texas game and dislocated his pinky. That's it. So
I remember you saying that.
Yeah,
and yes,
so
Georgia is injury problem.
Yeah. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's the strength and conditioning's fault. I don't know if that's certain types of practice. I don't know. Because during the regular season, y'all have great players and you have great teams. But for whatever reason, injury issues in the offseason, I don't know what it is. I might have to look into that to see what exactly that is. So I think West Virginia will be able to keep him healthy because we have a good repertoire for that. Yeah. Buddy JT had elite teammates. West Virginia is a JUCO school. People said the same thing about Will Grier from Florida to West Virginia. And I know we had Stills and Jennings at that time, but this year we have Prather, Bryce Ford Wheaton, and Sam James. So, no, we don't have Georgia athletes, but we have West Virginia athletes. And if you're a good quarterback, it's good enough. So, JUCO school, that's $15
by that guy.
I understand. Yeah, I understand that Georgia's talent level is much higher than West Virginia's, but comparing West Virginia to JUCO level, that's kind of silly. Sorry,
I don't even know what JUCO level is, but
that's below. That's like FCS in Division III. It's like way down there. Yeah, way down there. Let me put the. I see more people in the chat. Let me.
It'd be kind of cool, West Virginia to meet Georgia in a bowl game. I know.
Yeah, I think y'all owe us one too because the last time we played in the Sugar Bowl, West Virginia beat y'all, and I don't think that would happen this time. So I would agree with that. I think Georgia definitely owes West Virginia on that one. Make sure I have all the stream keys in. Oh, I missed one. I knew it was going to happen too. I think I got it now. P5BM HTS. Okay, there you go. Anybody wants to join? There's the StreamYard. Any questions or any comments? Super chat. We'll put it on the screen. Answer it to the best of our abilities. Backyard Brawl hasn't been played in over a decade. This will be my first Backyard Brawl. I'm super excited about it. We're going to be tailgating pretty much all day. I'm going to try to do a live stream with some of the former West Virginia players. We're trying to get Pat White, Owen Schmidt, Major Harris. I think he's working on Jake Kelchner and Stud Steele and Robert Walker. I think it's going to be a great show. We're looking on Joey will correct me on the list because I'm sure I got some of those names wrong, but we're going to try to do a live show with some of those great names. And I think it's going to be either between 2 and 4, or I might have gotten the time mixed up and that's a different show. I don't know, but Joey will straighten it out. Thursday is going to be a great day for Golden Blue Dude as far as coverage on the Backyard Brawl. A lot of people have been asking me about getting live footage of going through the Pittsburgh Tunnel. And what that is on one side you have the state of West Virginia. You go through the tunnel, and on the other side you literally have like the city of Pittsburgh. It's almost like it's walled off. It's very unique. So whenever I drive up there, because I'm going to have to drive up myself, whenever I drive up there, and I found my mount for the car. So I did find it. I'm going to mount my camera, and we'll try to get some good shots of going through the Pittsburgh Tunnel, because it's pretty unique. And I go through, whenever I go up to West Virginia from South Carolina, I go through 2 tunnels. But I've never been through that tunnel. And from what I'm hearing, it's unique. It's not like your normal, run-of-the-mill tunnel. It's like you literally feel like you went from one world to another. So I'm going to try to record that for everybody, because I've been getting a lot of requests for that. So anybody that hasn't heard, first of all, please hit the like button. It helps this video hit the YouTube algorithm and grow the audience. Helps a bunch. Easy, simple, fast, and free. Second of all, on the screen you see the P.O. box. Send anything to represent your team. Mini helmet, hat, newspaper clipping. You see behind my right side, RG3. And I found out the first mini helmet to represent a fan base will be LSU, sent by Shane M. 1980. Awesome stuff. I can't wait to get it. That's going to be awesome. Maybe some, I haven't checked my P.O. box since Saturday. Maybe some other stuff has come in and I haven't seen it yet. But from what I've seen from the chat and from what I've checked, the first official mini helmet that I will be getting in the mail is LSU. So I'm already trying to figure out a good place for that. So anybody else, you want to send anything to represent your team? There's the address. It's going to be on the screen the entire live show, so you can write it down and figure out what you want to send. It can be anything.
Something just come to mind. Pigskin Pete, have you heard from him about that bet y'all have going on?
Well, I don't have a bet with Pigskin Pete. I had a bet with Talk is Pitt.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I meant Talk is Pitt. I apologize.
But he had to back out of it, and I've been talking trash about it, but he knows not to take it personal. It's just trash talk. So we're trying to figure out a different way to do a bet, because I made it clear when we made the bet, I am not buying a Pitt jersey out of my own pocket. And he agreed if Pitt wins, he would buy the jersey, I would wear it, and I would do a live show. But since he's not going to be there, there's no way for him to get a Pitt jersey. And I'm not buying it with my own money. That's not happening. Appreciate you, Andrew Hamrick, for the $1.99 donation. So we'll figure out what we're going to do with the bet, but we need to hurry up because let's see. Less than 2 days.
Here's a way around it.
Less than 2 days,
guys. Ways around it. Since you had Pitt fans who are also fans of yours, who are obviously going to be at the game, one of them will give you the jersey to do the video. I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, if there's any Pitt subscribers that's going to be at the game and they see me and Pitt wins, yeah, I would. I mean, yeah, I would do it. Yeah, that's fair. But at the same time, if West Virginia wins, then I was supposed to be able to video him singing Country Roads and put it on my channel. So we'd have to figure that. I mean, I know he could record himself. I guess that's a good second. I don't know, but I think John Waffle has an idea. If Pitt wins, you sing the Pitt fight song. What does Talk is Pitt do? Does he just send me Country Roads? Sing it and send it to me and I can put it on? I wanted it to be more personal than that, like me actually recording it. I mean, I can do that. I don't have any problem with that. Well, I have a problem with it, but I don't have a problem with a bet being about that. How about this? So, yeah, I'll sing the Pitt fight song. at the stadium. And then if West Virginia wins, he needs to – I know he's going to the Tennessee game. So if he can get there sooner, fine. If not, sing Country Roads at the Pitt Stadium. So I'm going to talk to Talkers Pitt and see if we can do that. And then – so basically the bet will be loser has to sing – the other team's song in front of Pitt Stadium. So if West Virginia loses, I have to sing Pitt's fight song at the stadium. If West Virginia wins, he has to sing Country Roads at Pitt Stadium and send it to me. Is that fair?
The whole song? Like the whole song?
Yeah.
Or just
I have to sing the entire fight song, and he has to sing the entire Country Roads. I think that's
I'm
fair.
going to be at work, but what time's that game start? Because I'm going to be at work that night. I want to see that.
7:30, I believe, is kickoff. This is a fair question, by the way. Packer910, thank you for the $4.99 donation. Says, do you think WVU will have more fans at the game than Pitt? It's a big-time possibility because Vivid Seats released their numbers, and for that outlet, 75% of the ticket buyers were West Virginia fans. Now, I do think that that's not counting the student section. So that's going to swing it back towards Pitt a little bit. Honestly, I think worst case scenario is 50-50. I think worst case scenario for West Virginia is 50-50. But to answer this question, do I think West Virginia will have more fans? I think it's possible. I think if anybody has more fans, it will be West Virginia. But worst case, 50-50. It's going to be a great, great atmosphere. I mean, I've heard that West Virginia fans have bought season tickets for Pitt just to go to that game, and then they're going to try to resell the season tickets after the game. That's how bad they want to go to this game. So, that, I mean,
wow,
honestly,
that's
I didn't
crazy.
believe that at first, and I've confirmed it by several sources. It is insane. It is insane. Insane. What does this mean? Mad Teeper says, dude, T-Sipper. Mad T-Sipper said, dude is smoking on the stream, reported. What are you talking about? Always vape.
He's talking about me. And
What about you?
I'm doing the same thing.
Vaping? So what's the problem? Yeah. I'm not understanding. Why did you? So I'm getting reported because we're vaping. Am I missing something?
Wait.
All right. Well, I guess I'll have to deal with YouTube because of that. So appreciate that. That's awesome stuff. Might lose my super chat revenue because of that. So it's real cool, man. Real cool. Mountaineers. Hold on. Mountaineers 1675 says THC. I don't vape THC. This is, look, I've showed y'all that is what I vape. That is not THC. Jeez. Well, I'm glad you're joking, but you got to realize I got revenue on the line. So, I mean, that's how I'm going to react. Sorry, that's how I'm going to react. Jeez. Well, but THC is actually legal in this state. Just saying, if I was, which I'm not, it's actually legal in this state. Anyways, let's go back to football. There's another game on Thursday that a lot of people are not talking about. Yes, I got mad about it because I don't want to deal with YouTube about fighting for my revenue. So, yeah. Anyways, so there's another game on Thursday that's not between two ranked opponents, but I think it's bigger than people realize. Penn State at Purdue. Neither one of these two teams are ranked. Mind-blowingly, I don't know how either one of those are not ranked, but they're not. I do think that this game is more important for Penn State because I think Penn State has kids watch the stream. Well, that's why, it's 10 o'clock. That's why I said it's more relaxed. That's why cussing is. Anyway, people keep drawing me back into that. Anyways, Penn State, Purdue, I think it's really, really important to Penn State because I think they have the potential of having a 10-win season, but they have to win this game because 2 games after that, they have to go on the road to Auburn. This is almost the same category that West Virginia is in, okay? So West Virginia's first game on the road to Pitt, right? Penn State's first game on the road to Purdue. Now for West Virginia, 3 games later, they go back on the road to Virginia Tech. And then for Penn State, 2 games later, they go on the road to Auburn. So momentum is going to be a big deal for both of these teams when it comes to road trips, first game, successful season, not just getting to a bowl. We're past that. Getting to a bowl is not successful right now. Even 7-5 is not going to be. I'm talking about successful, 9-3 or 10 wins. This first game is a must win. And does this statement surprise you? Okay, I'm going to ask you this. I'm picking Penn State to beat Purdue if Sean Clifford stays healthy throughout the entire game. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, here's why. Last year, Purdue had issues on defense, specifically the passing game. So if you have a weapon like Sean Clifford back there, and you could go back and look at Penn State. Before Sean Clifford's injury, Penn State looked really, really good. Afterwards, they struggle bust a lot. So if they can keep him healthy, there are so many parallels between – I didn't even realize this until I just now started talking about it. There's so many parallels between Penn State and West Virginia right now. So Penn State's season relies heavily on the health of Sean Clifford, who got injured last year. West Virginia's season relies heavily on the health of JT Daniels, who got injured last year. Both starting quarterbacks for both teams, both start out on the road. Very important to the entire season for both these teams. And they're going to have another tough road trip a couple games in the future. And I have both road teams winning. Am I nuts? Somebody let me know. Am I nuts for this?
Don't think so, but hold on. Penn State also plays Auburn this year, right?
Yes, on the road 2 games later.
Okay. Honestly, I got Penn State beating Auburn.
Okay.
Now, just for some of those reasons, it's petty. Like I'm still a little salty after what they did a few years ago during Sam Pittman's first year.
Okay.
I don't care what the scoreboard says or what the record book said. Arkansas won that game. They just got screwed over off a bad call.
I can understand that.
And
I got you.
And ever since, that's why. And also, I just see Penn State's just better than them.
I think
they play harder. They're more aggressive. Plus, I just hate Auburn. I can't cheer for them. Even when they go against Bama, I'm going to go Roll Tide. And I'm on record saying some really shady crap about Bama.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm on record for doing that, and yet I'm cheering for them against Auburn.
It's a great rivalry. It looks like, are you an over-the-road trucker, John Russell?
No, I'm regional, but for some reason, this load, I'm having to drive some at night. So
I got you. Hey, that still counts. That's that's still a haul. I'll count it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you for your work, man.
Exactly. People don't realize that the United States relies on truckers and over-the-road truckers more than any type of transportation getting goods from one place to another. Without truckers, the United States would be crippled, to be honest with you.
Yes, sir.
As a God's honest. So how are you feeling about Thursday or week 1 in general? Who's your team?
Arkansas.
Arkansas. Okay,
Yeah,
we got
I'm
two
from,
people talking about Arkansas. Okay.
I'm from the Benton area, so I've been an Arkansas guy since I started watching college football at about age 14. I
Right.
played high school football, but that didn't go anywhere. But I've been on the Razorbacks and pretty much the SEC as long as they're not playing us. You know,
Right.
I always root for the SEC as long as they're not playing Arkansas.
I gotcha. How do you feel about the Alabama game? I know it's in Fayetteville this year. Stupid net.
Man, honestly, I feel like it's going to be a good game again like it was last year.
Right.
I'm hoping the home field advantage factor plays a bigger factor, and maybe that'll help us out. But I think it's going to be another close one like it was last year.
I've always wanted. I've never got a straight answer for this. So since I have Arkansas fans on here, I want to ask y'all this: Why do y'all use two stadiums for home games?
Honestly, I'm not sure, but I think it's so they can have a home game closer for the people that live in the south part of the state, because Fayetteville is way up in the northwest corner.
Right.
And not everybody can afford to drive that far after buying the tickets to go to the game, so they have a home game in Little Rock where it's more central.
Right. Okay. So.
And they've been doing that.
I need to look into the history of that too, because I want to figure out when each stadium was born, because and if both stadiums were specifically built for Arkansas, or if maybe one was built for other purposes and Arkansas just started using it. So I'm going to look into the history, and that's always intrigued me because I think they're the only team that uses two stadiums like that. I know there's other teams like Army. They have their own home stadium, and then they use like Baltimore, the Ravens or the Eagles for the Army-Navy game. I know that happens. But I don't know any other team that has two actual home stadiums like Arkansas. That's very unique.
Yeah, Arkansas is the only team. And a little history that I know of the stadium. Arkansas, one in Little Rock, was open sometime during the 90s.
Okay.
I believe, actually, what year they played Tennessee the first game in that stadium and lost to.
So, and the older one is War Memorial, isn't it? Is it called War Memorial?
Yeah, War Memorial.
That's the older
high school championships are played there.
So those are the state championships are played there as well, right?
Yeah, correct.
I got you.
John Waffle, I think it's also used for other venues besides just football.
Right.
But they do play the high school state championships there.
That makes sense. John Waffle HTP, thank you for the $4.99 donation. Once again, West Virginia fans are claiming something they don't own. They don't own the tunnel. It's in PA. I never said any. What are you talking about? I never said we own it. What? I must have missed something in the chat because I didn't say. I don't know anything about that tunnel. All I know is it.
I think about he's talking
from everybody else. So it has to be not even touching West Virginia because Pittsburgh is not on the state line. So yeah, of course, the state of Pennsylvania would own that. So I don't know who said that. So yeah, I actually agree with you, John Waffle HTP. So let me get some season predictions from my Arkansas guys and see how close you guys are. If you agree, disagree. I'll go with Klein. What is your season prediction for Arkansas?
At the very best, 10-2 in the regular season, and they'll win their bowl game.
Okay.
At worst, 9-3.
That does track how you predicted they would finish in the SEC West. So
Sam Pittman, you don't understand. Sam Pittman literally turned things around on day one. Yes, first year, Arkansas still got popped in the mouth, but we beat Mississippi State into the street. And we shown great improvement that year. Sam Pittman's second year. Most people don't really, the younger fans don't really know this, but technically Arkansas won 3 Southwest Classic games. Rice University, Texas, and Texas A&M. And we won 3 trophy games that year as well. That was year 2.
Dude knows his history. I'll give him that.
Dude, Sam Pittman is the guy. He's probably one of the better coaches we had since Bobby Petrino.
I will say this. I think KJ Jefferson will be tied with Will Rogers as the second best quarterback in the SEC West. I wish I could say the best, but Bryce Young, he's just on a different level from everybody. But a solid second.
And when you say that, I actually came across JT Jefferson one night.
You met him?
Yeah, just in passing, just at work. He's a good guy. He's actually a kind young man. He's awesome.
Nice.
What
about you, John Russell? How are you feeling about Arkansas this year?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna agree with him on the worst case scenario being 9-3, but I think on the best case scenario, I'm gonna put them possibly at 11-1 with Alabama being that up in the air game. Because I don't see any game on their schedule they don't have a chance to win.
Do y'all play Georgia this year?
No.
Okay.
Let's see.
We don't play each other.
South Carolina took Georgia's place this year.
Nice. Okay. And that's actually really good. So actually that's got me intrigued real quick. So,
and that used to be a big rivalry between Arkansas and South Carolina. And they just stopped.
They used to play pretty much every year, and then they started. I want to say when Missouri and Texas A&M joined the conference, they had to do the scheduling a little different, and it spread that apart. But
stupid Nats.
I'm not 100% sure about that.
Texas A&M haven't played each other in a while.
So when I look at their schedule, I tend to agree with y'all. I think they're going to start off 4-0. To be honest with you, I think they absolutely destroy number 23 Cincinnati at home. I don't think they destroy South Carolina as much as they destroy Cincinnati, but I think they beat them by a couple scores. Of course, FCS Missouri State, no problem. Texas A&M and Arlington. You'll do the same thing that you did to Texas A&M last year, and then. Man, I'm telling you, the placement of that Alabama game is really, really good for Arkansas.
I think so, too, because it seems like the first 6 games we play really well. And then toward the end of the season, when they start getting tired, they kind of slack a little bit. And then the last 3 or 4 games, they pick up and they finish the season. But I think the Alabama game, instead of being second to last this year, it being the 5th game of the season helps us.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
I see them winning their bowl game too.
It does depend on the Texas A&M game, but I think y'all beat Texas A&M. Now, here's the bad news. Okay, sure y'all already know this. After the Alabama game, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's not a home game. That's 4 out of 5 home games, and then 1 neutral. But then you have 3 road games at Mississippi State, at number 25 BYU, and at Auburn. Now, the back end looks really, really doable. You have Liberty at home, LSU at home, Ole Miss at home, and at Missouri. So my only concern for Arkansas is those 3 road trips and the Alabama home game. So out of those 3, 3 road trips in a row, that is crazy. And that includes a bye week. So Arkansas won't be at home as far as the game for 4 weeks in a row if you count the bye week. So out of those 3 road trips, which one scares y'all the most?
Honestly, in my opinion, it would be BYU, and that's because I don't think we've ever played them before, so we don't really know what to expect.
That's definitely
but with Auburn and Mississippi State, I mean, we play both of them pretty much year in, year out, and you know, kind of what to expect from them with a few surprises here and there, but I still think those 2 are winnable. Now, BYU, you might have to prove to me that one's winnable, but I think there's that opportunity.
Now, what John Waffle asked in this donation chat, which we appreciate, what are Arkansas expectations? Well, y'all gave us kind of your record prediction. Klein thinks 9-3 or 10-2. John thinks between 9-3 and possibly 11-1. So there's their record expectations. What about KJ Jefferson? Do you think he performs the way he did last year, takes a step forward, could possibly take a step back? What side of the ball is going to be the best side of the ball for Arkansas?
Offense.
I think KJ. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's my answer. Offense.
He's going with offense.
Yeah. I was going to say pretty much the same because I think KJ actually steps it up a notch this year because he progressed throughout the season last year, and I don't think it stopped over the off season. And also, their wide receiver stable, I think, is going to be a big surprise to a lot of people because even the freshmen are catching attention.
Okay. Yeah, I can agree
So,
with that. I think it will be your strength.
Definitely going to be
your
a
defense
step up
is
from
bad.
what
I
it
just
was
think it's
last
gonna be
year.
strength. Yeah. So and y'all do you
I also think
go ahead?
I was going to say, I also think their defense is going to be a step up from last year also with the pieces that they picked up from Alabama, Georgia, and LSU that were just plug-and-play players that were starters at those three schools, and they just stepped over to us. And I know they have to learn our system, but they're very capable of that, so I don't think there's going to be a problem there.
I got you. Sorgy Stories. I want you to get in on this. How you feeling about the SEC West this year?
SEC West, I think it's going to be interesting with Alabama and A&M leading, but Arkansas, I think, can be a close third or fourth with Ole Miss.
Yeah, that's actually where I have. Who'd you said you have second?
A&M or Ole Miss, I think.
That's the one thing I would very much disagree with. Arkansas, I think, is spot on. I actually think Arkansas is going to be battling Ole Miss for the second spot in the SEC West, and then A&M. I have A&M down at like I think fifth, maybe sixth. Hold on, I have Alabama, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Mississippi State, or LSU. They're going to be fighting. Yeah, I have Texas A&M all the way down at 6. I think they're going like 7-5 this year. One of the main reasons is, excuse me, like last year, they're going to lose some games that they're not supposed to lose, and I think the Alabama win flips over to a loss. So last year's 8-4, that's factoring in they beat Alabama. Well, this year I think they lose to Alabama. That's how I came up with my 7-5.
That's what I see too, to be honest.
Jimbo is a great recruiter. He's not a very good head coach. Joey Foster, he's going to be my partner in crime up there at the Backyard Brawl, man. Are you feeling it yet? Are you feeling the energy yet?
Oh man, I've been feeling it. I'm ready to go.
Me too, man.
Sat and talked to Brian Josviak today for about an hour and a half on the phone. We had a little meeting about the show and stuff. We're looking forward to it. So yeah, everybody be sure and tune in to that show. And then so afterwards, I'm going to try to get some of our guests from the other show to come over and talk to Golden Voodoo so we can get them on Golden Voodoo channel as well. So we'll have Major Harris. We're going to have Mike Logan, Stedman Bailey. We've got quite a few big name people going to be up there at Pitt. So looking forward to that game, man.
That shows you how big of a game that is for the older players. Even they remember how important it is.
Yeah, it's funny because Stedman Bailey, when I was talking to Brian Joswiak and Dale Wolfley, they were telling me that they told Stedman, hey, meet us down in Myrtle Beach and let's have you on when we're at the show down in Myrtle Beach. And he told him no, they didn't want him to be on the show at the Backyard Brawl. That's where he wanted to be. So yeah, he traveled over with the Backyard Brawl.
Man, that would be awesome to go on that show and then have them come on our show, man. I hope that's how it works out. That would be awesome.
I'll tell you something. I'm thinking about the SEC West. I'm really liking Arkansas. I like them about as much as I like Kentucky in the East. And I've been saying Kentucky finishing second East, but if they can upset Georgia, they could finish first. I feel the same way about Arkansas. I really do. I think Alabama's the team, obviously, but I like Arkansas, and then I'm like your other guests there. Like Sorgy. I like Texas A&M.
John, because of your lighting and the way you're appearing on the camera, J.K. Marshall says, "Dude in the bottom left, which is you, left window could be the devil."
That's because I'm using the red reader light because it's not bright.
That was a great comment. It wasn't even a super chat, but it was a great comment. I had to say it. Right,
that's cool.
Do you have a good devil wahahaha? That's pretty good.
There you go.
Oh man, I love going off the rails with this show. It makes it fun.
Right.
Really is.
I actually went for Halloween as the devil one year, so I practiced that pretty good.
There you go. It all makes sense. Joey, what was your reaction to Vivid Seats releasing their numbers, saying that 75% of their tickets were bought by West Virginia fans?
Well, Yvette and I were driving down the interstate at the time because we went out to a couple places, had a couple of errands to run, and when I seen that, when I got that message on my phone, I about wrecked us because I just like shouted out really loud and threw my fist in the air, and Yvette got scared because she was driving, and so I scared the hell out of her. But yeah, I mean that's amazing that now. Mind you, that's one ticket seller, but ESPN announcing that as well kind of tells me that, West Virginia is going to have a lot of fans there. I'm looking at probably we might have 60-40 in favor of West Virginia.
Well, and that's what I was trying to tell people earlier. Those are, their own entity as far as ticket sellers. You have to factor in the student section for Pitt. That's going to even it out some. But with those numbers from those ticket outlets, I would say at worst, this is a 50-50 split. At worst.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That absolutely blows my mind.
Right.
When you think about it, it probably shouldn't, but it does. I mean, that doesn't happen. It just doesn't.
Now.
So whenever y'all play that neutral game, I don't know now. If y'all don't know much about this, it's cool. I'll look into it. Whenever it comes to that neutral game with Texas A&M, I know one year it's labeled. Yeah, it's labeled as a home game for one team, so it takes up one of your home slates, and then the next year it's labeled for the other team. But is it still split 50-50, or does the home team get the majority of the tickets, or whoever's labeled as the home team? How does that work?
I'm not sure how that works, but watching it, it seems to me like it's pretty evenly divided.
Yeah, that's it. Kind
every time I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Red River rivalry in the Cotton Bowl.
Texas, Oklahoma.
Yeah, you can literally see the split in the in the stadium. Let me explain something real quick so people understand this, because there's misconception, and this is not even about football. My vaping. Okay, my vaping. All right. So here's the difference, just so everybody understands. I'm not trying to make the show about this, but it seems like a lot of people misunderstand. The difference between vaping and smoking is whenever you smoke, you are lighting something on fire and it creates smoke. Ergo, it's called smoking. Okay. Vaping, it's liquid. Whenever you make tea or you're boiling something and you boil water, that's liquid. That steam that comes off, that's the vape. So this is not smoke. This is vape. This is liquid being boiled, and then the steam from the liquid is called the vape. So just to clear that up. So we have a Pitt guy coming on. Here we go. John Waffle, H2P. Welcome aboard, buddy.
Hi, how's it going, guys? So,
great, John.
First of all, I just have to say this about I don't know where they're getting these numbers. I saw all this crap on ESPN. I don't believe anything
Yeah,
they
they
say,
lie all the
and I
time,
wouldn't
don't
really believe anything they say.
Yeah, they lie all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's true. What but what blew me away was more than one outlet reporting that. So I don't know. Well,
Yeah.
my point is there's going to be a lot of West Virginia fans there, and I do think it could be potentially a 50-50 split. I do think that doesn't factor in the Pitt student section. That's definitely, how many students do you usually sell to? 10, 15,000?
Well, here's the thing. I'll admit we don't always sell out. It's pretty bad, and I'm not even gonna lie there. But the student section is always showing up. Like that whole
Right.
section is always there.
And
It's
how many is
fear
that? Is
good.
that do y'all sell 15,000, 10,000? How much is how
Probably
many is
something
y'all's?
like 8,000 or
8,000?
10,000. Yeah.
Okay. That's understandable.
Mhm.
But we do know. Now this has been verified. There have been West Virginia fans. I don't know how many, but I do know for a fact there have been a few West Virginia fans that bought Pitt season tickets just to get tickets to this game. I don't even know how to explain that other than they just really, really want to go to this game. The second thing is we know for a fact that they have sold standing room only tickets. That's rare for college football. And the third thing we know that this game is going to set records for this particular stadium, including Pittsburgh Steelers games. How does that make you feel?
Well, this actually kind of what made me like infuriated when I saw ESPN have that data up there. We have really worked hard not to allow W fans to get season tickets. I don't know how they have been going through our office because it seemed, from my point of view, unfortunately, I'm not going to the game on Thursday, but I've heard from a lot of people that have gotten tickets that it's been very hard to get
I got you.
in
John,
certain
what-
sections.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I know Sorgi has to. Well, he just popped off. I was literally about to let Sorgi tell everybody about Thursday night live show. But basically, the pregame and the postgame is going to be here on Golden Blue Dude, and the live game production watch show, whatever you want to call it, is going to be on. Here he is. All right, floor's yours. Sorgi, floor's yours.
All right, there. Sorry, I apologize about that. My internet went out. So the chat was asking me what we're going to be doing Thursday night. So as soon as College Game Day finishes up at 7 o'clock, we're going to be going live on Sorgi Stories with Stat Sheet Sports, and then right back over to Golden Blue Dude for post game. And yeah, that's what we're doing.
Okay, that'll work.
we're not-
We'll cover the pregame and the postgame, and you guys have the end game.
Yeah, we are not going to be to the chat. We're not going to be showing the game itself, just live reactions from a Mountaineer fan, a Clemson fan, and then we're going to have, if anyone remembers Nick, my buddy who came on the show, he is going to be talking about the game at halftime, and that's our plan.
Good plan.
And
I like it.
anybody, if somebody will just type Sorgi Stories into the chat, it'll give the link to Sorgi's channel. Just type Sorgi Stories into the chat, and Nightbot will give you the link. Hey, John Waffle, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
ESPN obviously lied about that 75% going to West Virginia. So does that mean
Yeah.
they lied also about? Does that mean that they have to be liars about the song "Country Roads" wasn't written about West Virginia?
Well, it
But
wasn't.
you said they lied. You said you came in here and said I seen on ESPN that song was not written about Country Roads, about West Virginia. Country Roads was not written about West Virginia. And
Yeah.
you came in here other times and you've said, I seen this on ESPN, so it's got to be a fact. And I heard this on ESPN, so it's got to be fact. So which one is fact? You can't have it both ways. Are they lying now or are they lying then?
Well, when they trash talk Pitt and say that, I take offense to that.
Oh, when it's fact talk, they're lying?
Well, yeah, most of the time. because the reality is they're
Okay.
always out to get us.
You explained everything. You explained it all, man. You explained it all. That's what I needed to know.
But
you done.
I didn't even know they talked about that
Okay.
on ESPN. I mean, it's been a fact for years. It's a Maryland grad that wrote the song.
I know it's a fact. I know it's a fact. I talked to John Denver back in the 70s.
What?
I
Wait, you
didn't know
talked to
him.
him?
I didn't know him, but in Roanoke, Virginia. So he did a concert in Roanoke, and my parents were owned a security agency, or ran a security. They didn't own it. They ran a security agency, had security on the Civic Center. So I was backstage at every concert, and John Denver came in, and I sat there and talked to him. And my parents asked him about the song "Country Roads." Country Roads had only been out for a couple years. And he said, funny story about that. He said, when I first heard that song, I was on the Shenandoah Parkway right here in Roanoke. He said, and I thought I was in West Virginia. So as I was reading the words to it and I was looking out, I was like, well, yeah, there's the Shenandoah River. I'm on the Shenandoah Parkway. I'm right here. But I'm in Roanoke, Virginia. That's what got him confused. So then I started asking the writers about the song. And yes, it was written. They were in Maryland when they wrote that, Maryland and Washington D.C. area. You're right.
So there's a little controversy here. Well, that's actually cool. You met him, but
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
There's
Hold
actually
down, Joey.
Yeah, but there's actually a little bit of controversy because the governor, I guess, at the time was a Rockefeller, and the guy was a billionaire, and he was paying John Denver to say that it's about West Virginia.
What?
Well, that's not true. That's not true at all.
Well,
John
wait,
Denver was the
why?
first to say it
Why?
wasn't
How would that,
written.
like, what would be the reason for that?
To build the brand, I guess.
But who cares about West Virginia other than people that live in West Virginia?
I don't know. I can honestly say I've been to West Virginia quite a bit, and I kind of like it there.
Yeah,
and that's one thing that I've said about West Virginia. It's a very beautiful state.
Absolutely.
I'm not denying that, but the economy is bad.
Well, yeah.
I agree with that 100%. The economy makes it very, and it's not. And people are like, "What do you mean by economy?" Well, it's tough to find a good job, and the cost of living is too high. So when you have difficulty finding a job, so you have lower income. And then the cost of living is up here. So you're looking at the middle class being eliminated. So you basically have the haves and the haves not. I'm not saying there's no middle class in West Virginia. There is. But basically it's the haves and haves not. And usually it goes like this. The haves usually get the mountain property, and they get to live up there in their big houses and have their money and their nice cars and blah, blah, blah. Even heated driveways for the wintertime. You melt the snow. I literally knew somebody that did that. And then you have the have-nots that usually live in the valley. That doesn't mean 100%, but I'm saying in general, the have-nots are usually up the hollers in the valleys, and the haves are on the mountains. Is that close to being correct there, Joey?
Yeah, that's true. And the thing about it is everybody talks about the poverty around here. We've got just as many middle class as anybody else, really, and by per capita. And you think about it, we probably bought 40,000 tickets there for that game, and everybody knows how expensive they were. So, obviously there's quite a few people that can afford to go to Pittsburgh and watch a game and pay $200 or $300 for a ticket. Some pay.
It depends on what part of the state you're from. The
right,
the northern part is good. The more north you go, the better the economy. And I would even say north and the western edge. It's the south and eastern part that's really rough. Like Charleston down to Bluefield is, and I know that Coos lives down that way and he's doing good. But a lot of that area where the coal mines, if you get a job in the coal mining industry, you're good. But if you don't, you're screwed. Is kind of how that bottom and southeastern part operates.
And I honestly, I feel bad for those people. I really do.
Yeah, I would agree.
Say something else too about NIL, because I hear a lot of people saying, well, West Virginia's going to suffer because of NIL. Does everybody realize that we're like number one in the Big 12 in NIL? How many people realize that? Do you realize that Ohio State's number one in the country? They pay their players an average, now not Ohio State paying their players, their NIL program pays their players an average of $25,000 per player. West Virginia pays $22,000 per player. Not that far
And
off.
Joe Manchin is working with the SEC on some of these NIL bills.
Right.
That's a fact.
So, we've got a great NIL program at West Virginia University. We've got some very wealthy alumni, including Arizona Diamondbacks owner and Oliver Luck, Jeff Hostetler. They're all working on our NIL program, and we have a very lucrative and very good NIL program at West Virginia University. Don't think there's a reason we got JT Daniels. There's a reason we got Gallagher for that big 4-star recruit that Notre Dame, Georgia, and Alabama, everybody wanted. We got him. There's a reason for that. Our NIL program is very healthy. So don't ever kid yourself there that we are poverty and can't afford this stuff.
Right.
We'll see what kind of bill they can come up with the SEC as well. Guys, I hate to wrap it up because I've had a lot of fun, but it is getting kind of late, and I have a long day of driving tomorrow, so I'm going to have to get out of here and finish packing up and set up for tomorrow. Big day tomorrow. So as usual, we will do our last word around the room, and we will start with John Waffle. I'll give you the last word of the day first.
So, I'm looking forward to the game. I'm really actually looking forward to the game. Good luck on the drive to Pittsburgh. Hope you enjoy the city. It's a great city. Enjoy the game too. It should be very fun. And hail to Pitt.
I would agree with everything except for that last sentence. Well said, buddy.
Yep.
Good job. Yes, we allow Pitt fans on here. No problem. Last word to John Russell, buddy.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to week 1, and I'm really looking forward to watching the West Virginia game Thursday.
Oh, man.
I'm rooting for West Virginia in that one, so
we'll take it.
And come Saturday, woo pig.
There you go. There you go. I was going to ask you for the woo pig. I don't hear that very often, so good job. You got it covered, buddy. We'll go over to Klein for the last word, for his last word.
All right, I'm excited for week 1 too. Georgia's gonna beat Oregon, and West Virginia's gonna wreck Pitt, and this is and this is how it's really done. Razorbacks, pig suey.
That's it right there. That was on point, 100%. Well done, buddy.
Go dog and go hog. Peace out.
That'll work. That'll work. Before I get to you, Joey, thank you, Jeffrey Foster, not Joey Foster. This is Jeffrey Foster. For the $4.99 donation. Says Greenbrier County is a pretty ritzy area too. I would agree with that. I've been up there many times. In fact, my cousin got married down there. Not to each other. They were not related, by the way. That's where they have the state fair, and that's where my family's from, Lewisburg. Absolutely, I would agree with that. And then also, David Z, thank you for the $2 donation. The Pac-12 Conference hasn't won a bowl game in 2 years. Yikes. I appreciate that information, and I knew that, but I haven't mentioned it. I need to do a video on that. That's worth a video. What do you think, Joey?
Yeah. Hey, I'm
gonna put
one up on the screen real quick. I'm gonna put one up on the screen there real quick. I know it's not a super chat, but I'm gonna put it up there. I'm probably the only person in chat with a master's from an actual university. Is that all you've got? Some masters? Wow. Okay. Should I go here? Golden Boy dude?
Yeah.
Matt P. Sipper. Go ahead and I don't know where your master's is from, but I have a master's as well. My master's is from Liberty University. But I also have 3 doctorate degrees. I have 2 doctorates from Cambridge. So, and I'm in that chat with you there. So if you would like to keep talking, that's fine. But yeah. So anyway, my last.
And what does
word
that
would
have
just
to do
be,
with being a fan, by the way? Like,
yeah, exactly,
like
exactly.
that's the
I
thing that
am
kind of
looking so forward to the game. I am really excited about the game. You know, can't wait to get up Thursday morning, drive up there, hang out, do our show, go live with you for a little while, you know, hang out and tailgate with everybody and maybe be live at the tailgating and stuff and just meeting some new people. It's just going to be an exciting day, and I'm really looking forward to it. So, you know, I'm ready to go.
I like it. I like it. This, you know, this man tea sipper guy is like talking like we're smoking, but he is all over the place. Number one, saying I'm probably the only person in the chat with a master's from an actual university. That's a big assumption, first of all. Second of all, who the hell cares? And then saying something about that's because of that fine West Virginia education. I don't know if you're talking about me. But I actually had a South Carolina education because I've lived most of my life in South Carolina because that's where we moved because of the economy. If you're talking about Sorgy, he doesn't live in West Virginia either. So I don't, you are all over the place and you're not making sense.
Yeah, and I'm a proud
talking smack to
graduate
your
of
vets.
Woodrow Wilson.
Yeah, he's all over the place. He's trying to cover all his
I'm a
bases.
proud graduate of Woodrow Wilson High School in Beckley, West Virginia, and so I'm really excited about that. You know, I graduated high school in West Virginia, went on and got a doctorate, got 2 doctorates. Actually, I've got 3, but one of them's honorary. So,
my
thank
dad.
you for being here, brother. I think he's kind of being timed out. So,
he's being timed out.
I would no. Don't time him out. Let him make a fool of himself. That's fine.
Yeah, I didn't do it. I think he's been
but
timed out.
okay, so what I was saying is, well, hold on. My dad graduated from DuPont High School. No, my dad graduated from East Bank High School, and my mom graduated from DuPont. They were arch rivals. Those schools were. And if you know anything about that area of West Virginia, DuPont and East Bank actually merged and turned into Riverside. But before that happened, DuPont produced Randy Moss, who went on to have a great NFL career. So technically, my mom went to the same school as Randy Moss, which is kind of cool. It's not like super braggadocious, whatever, because he's had, you know, he had issues, whatever. Great NFL player though, so I thought that was pretty cool. And that high school that he went to and graduated from doesn't exist. And my dad actually has 2 doctorates from Liberty, so that was cool. Good job, Joey.
Yep.
All right, buddy.
That's great, man. That's
we will see you on Thursday, man.
See everybody. Hey, listen, everybody, come up to the game Thursday. We'll be at Clark's Restaurant Bar and Grill. It's brand new. It's $2 million establishment. It's where we're filming our the other show, which is Mountaineer Legends pregame show. Be sure and sub that channel up, and come up there and hang out with us. We got the live show from 2 to 4. We'll all be up there by noon. Come on up and hang out with us. We'll all go tailgating together, have some fun with us, meet all the guys, man. All right,
absolutely.
GVD,
it's gonna be fun, man.
Have a good one, man.
All right, you too, buddy.
Oh, I can't go out. I'm on my phone, and for some reason logged in as you. If I go out, it's going to broadcast. So,
hold on. I think I got. Hold on. Let me make sure. There we go. We got it. All right, guys. Appreciate everybody that stopped by. On the way out, make sure to hit the like button. Even though we won't be live anymore, it still helps this video hit the YouTube algorithm and gets it suggested more. More people see on it, click on it, and there you go. You get more views, and it greatly helps Golden Blue Dude grow this brand. So please hit the like button on the way out. Thank you to everybody that stopped by, everybody that commented, everybody that's hit the like button, everybody that super chatted, and everybody that joined the stream. There would be no Golden Blue Dude without you. So we greatly appreciate you. And if you're not a subscriber, if you're a college football fan, you might as well go ahead. That's all we do here. Videos every single day. And if you are a subscriber, make sure to hit the notification button because I never know when I can go live. Case in point, tomorrow, I don't know exactly when I'm going to be leaving. So I'll probably have to do a live show even earlier than usual. So make sure to have the notification bell turned on so you know when I'm going live. We'll try to get one more live stream in before I leave for the game. Pretty excited. pretty pumped up. And this particular video doesn't have anything to do with conference realignment. We'll do another one on conference realignment another time, but this one has nothing to do with conference realignment. So, Backyard Brawl, Thursday. Can't wait. 6-hour drive tomorrow, which is the longest part. And then on Thursday, another about 3.5, 4-hour drive. So, total 10 hours. 2 legs. We got this. And we have it all planned out. So, we have a great show ready. We already have it mapped out. Great show. We're going to cover a lot of the day. The build up to the Backyard Brawl. And then, of course, you can go over to Sorgy's Stories for the actual Backyard Brawl live cast. And then we'll have the post game. I'm going to be jacked after that because I already know West Virginia's going to win this game. We got it. Let's go Mountaineers. Y'all have a good night. Make sure to hit the notifications. That way you know when I go live tomorrow. Before we get out of here, Jeffrey Foster says, eat poo Pitt. I like it. We will actually have some eat poo Pitt, except for it doesn't have poo. It has the other word. Shirts at the Backyard Brawl. So if you're going to be there, come stop by the Golden Bluetooth booth and get you an eat poo shirt, an eat poo Pitt shirt. There you go. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you sometime tomorrow. I just don't know when.